Here we go then, A final for the 177s. And I expected to see Jamie Zyra come out there in the at the front of this field.
He's been scored third.
He has, right. So Zyra on the pole position, Nathan Schaefer alongside. This is going to be a cracker. Jamie Zyra, Nathan Schaefer, second row, Harrison Crook, Ryan Taylor-Truman.
There you go.
Third row, Archie Elliott, Richard Evans. Fourth row, Ben Hitch, Jake Davis. Fifth row, Scott Smith, Joshua Pickford, Toby Kiss, Ollie Hancock at row 6. Row 7 is Oliver Smith and Lincoln Bailey Arneson. Steve Gilly and Callum Porter are row 8. Zach Bolton and Andy Colleton, the two LRG teammates, share row 9. Row 10 is Scott Clee and Steve Thompson. George Walker and Carl Bryant, I should say, on row 11. Cole Edwards, Jack Goodyear are next. We then got Will Murdoch and Rhys Llewellyn. Sean Rudge and Oliver Moss. Alex Thomas and Max Williamson. And then the 4 qualifiers from the B final: Stephen Horner, Stephen Mottram, Daniel Hammett and George Willis.
And of course, it's a treat we're getting for the first time in the day. If we did time qualifying, we'd probably have had it twice already. So this is our first chance to see all the top drivers in the correct order, fighting it out, and they're doing it for real, and they're doing it for a 12-minute main final. Looking good here down the tram lines. They should get the start. Oh, popped out early there. That was off the acceleration line, so it's going to be good going through Oblivion for the first time. And then round the crook. And it looks like, Joe, we've got everyone through the first 3 corners.
We have, incredibly. Jamie Zyra leads easily with Dan Holland Racing, and he's one of the lads who works for Dan Holland. He's a mechanic for Dan Holland Racing here on home soil. So no surprise. Harrison Crook up into second place for TH Corsa. And then we've got Nathan Schaefer racing on the CRG in third. That's Ryan Taylor-Truman in fourth place. Are we going to see the Ryan Taylor-Truman lock-in actually broken here at round 4 at Whilton Mill?
He was making sure he got through. He was quite aggressively trying to move forward through the exit of Ashby, and he managed to get that 4th place, I think he did anyway, as these karts fly over the Nouvelle chicane. It is number 3, so it's Zyra, Crook, Schaefer, Taylor-Truman, Evans, Hitch, Davis, Smith, Pickford, Smith again. That's Scott Smith and then Oliver Smith, and they come through Christmas Corner.
So are we going to see a waiting game, the like of which we saw in the TKM class, or are we going to see Harrison Crook just make a move? It's the Dan Holland Racing kart with the time engine. It's the TH Corsa kart with the Venator in second. Nathan Schaefer and CRG. Not quite sure whose motors Nathan uses. Ryan Taylor-Truman, another Venator engine user, this time on the Sodi kart. And Harrison Crook maybe is playing a waiting game, because if he plays it too gently and he waits too long, Nathan Schaefer's going to be in there as well. Yeah,
Schaefer's been pretty dynamic all weekend with his overtakes, but it looks like we've got a top 3 breaking away. Zyra, Crook and Schaefer. Three different teams. I think maybe 3 different manufacturers, looking at the difference in the body shells. But they are going down. A couple of karts have had problems early on. Archie Elliott, unfortunately, has had a mechanical on lap 2. He's now crawling back to the pits.
Yeah, it's a shame for Archie. His weekend is over. However, our weekend is not over at all. Zyra leading on the number 95, the Lando Norris kart for Dan Holland Racing leads. It's the TH Corsa of Harrison Crook, and I believe Harrison uses a Energy chassis.
Is that NRG, is it?
NRG.
Rather than EN. Yeah, anyway. So a little bit of daylight. The Zyra. It's only about 0.3 of a second, but there goes Schaefer. He decides he wants to be second. And Crook drops in as close as he possibly could. Where's Ryan Taylor-Truman? Still about 0.8 seconds behind.
Here we go then. I'm not sure Harrison has got anything in the toolbox to come back. He's going to prove me wrong, but if Schaefer and Harrison Crook continue swapping like this, that's going to play into the hands of Zyra, and he's going to continue to disappear. He hasn't disappeared yet, though, has he?
No, he looked like he had a lead. I'm not sure he made a little tiny error coming into the boot, because he had about half a second, I thought, visually, and that's gone down to about 0.2. I think he may have made a little tiny thing. Doesn't mean he can't get back out again, but Schaefer now's got the drive. Will Schaefer be able to get the lead? They're swarming all over the track. Very defensive up the inside there. Goes Harrison Crook to try and get second, doesn't make it. And they were going all over the track in the attempt to be defensive coming into Christmas corner. And once again, there's Crook second back from Schaefer. But this is what Zyra wants. And look at the gap he's got.
That's what he wants.
What Zyra wants.
Oh, Zyra. Sorry, I thought you said Zara.
Your ears. You need to get them cleared. I might talk gibberish sometimes, not this particular point. Up the
inside
inside
Ryan
there.
Taylor-Truman.
RTT.
He's coming from fourth as well. Championship leader, Southern Cup winner. He's in fourth. He's just keeping a watching brief, I think.
I think Zyra is just slow round the boot.
Well, there's
twice now.
There's a bit of race management coming into play, I think, here. Zyra's going to have to go defensive because when these guys go on the brakes, he's not. He proves me completely wrong, and he stays on the optimum line. But these 5 carts, absolutely flat chat on this in this A final, keeping each other at bay. Schaefer settling in behind Harrison Crook, isn't he?
If you watch our leader round the boot, he's certainly lost a bit of time. The last twice he's gone round there, he's lost a bit of time in comparison to the others.
He would go then.
And this time, not so much.
Not so much now.
But whether it's because the others were able to having to modulate their speed to the speed of Zyra, the fourth place, the solo kart of Ryan Taylor-Truman, he said just that gap is only 0.4 of a second. Looks like miles, doesn't it? Just 0.4 of a second, but they're at maximum speed now.
Yeah, they are.
And the faster you go, the bigger the gap, the same amount of time is.
They're still a minute away from half distance, so there is a bit of race management going on. I can tell that Zyra doesn't feel the need to defend, does he, into Christmas? He's quite blatant that he's going to take the optimum line, and Crook follows suit, and as was Schaefer. Ryan Taylor-Truman's dropped off the back again of Nathan Schaefer.
There's both the lead there.
There's Crook into the lead. You said he was. This is where he was disadvantaged. Now then, can we see Harrison Crook going off and breaking a gap? Nathan Schaefer sees that, and if he sees Harrison Crook begin to break away from Zyra, he'll want to get past the Dan Holland driver himself.
And
here he goes up the inside. Zyra chops across and down into the lead. Schaefer trying to get by on the inside of Harrison Crook.
Oh!
And that's what I mean about not allowing anybody any room to race.
Ryan Taylor-Truman into second.
Schaefer was alongside. Let's have a look at this again. They're side by side in the left-hander, and it's a bit of 50-50, isn't it?
One of those things.
They just...
No, I mean, in fairness, Schaefer actually came back, probably because he had to because of the track, and then he rode up the back of... They're going to be upset. There's going to be upset drivers, but that's racing instinct for me.
Yeah, 50-50, wheel banging out of Christmas corner. The race is on though. Championship leader Ryan Taylor-Truman now has free air towards the back of Jamie Zyra.
He's got Richard Evans in his tail,
Yeah, Richard Evans has been on his tail for some time now. And we're getting towards the 5 minute to go mark, so plenty of time.
The 6th car of Harrison Crook is crooked and is going into the pits. So
he's going to lose points, isn't he?
Well, he has dropped scores and has dropped scores of 4 moments like that. He's going to feel aggrieved, but I think when he watches it back, he's probably going to still feel aggrieved, but think, yeah, that's one of those things.
Yeah, loses points for the Northern Cup part, but not for the overall championship, as this will probably take the form of his dropped score.
Ryan Taylor-Truman, just to point out, is just half a second behind Zyra. It just seems like a lot further because they're going so quickly. It's only half a second, and again, it's only 3/10 further back to Richard Evans in the blue and white number 7 machine.
3-car train behind these 3 that we're watching there. That's Ben Hitch, Scott Smith and Joshua Pickford. Just give you an idea of where the B final qualifiers have made ground. Stephen Horner up into 23rd. Stephen Mottram 27th. And who else was the qualifier from the Daniel Hammett and George Willis, wasn't
Hammett's
it?
in 26th and Willis is 24th.
Right, so
across the line. No real game. What was the difference in time? It was like a 600th of a second faster for Ryan Taylor-Truman. He's got the toe. He come up to Christmas, but I don't think Zyra feels in any way under threat at Christmas corner. Taylor-Truman obviously been helped by the removal of the 2nd and 3rd.
He's very confident that Christmas is the leader, isn't he? Who stays with the optimum line right on the taking the textbook ride from the braking area and turning into the corner. It's a lot quicker, that Christmas Ben's a lot quicker than it seems.
Up through the boot now. Ryan Taylor-Trueman with the almost perfect score coming into this weekend as far as the NKC is concerned.
He's got the perfect score for taking a final wins. He won rounds 1, 2 and 3.
And he's looking very, very close to Zyra, but he needs to find out where he can make a move, and it seems perhaps he can do the same thing that didn't really pay out in the long run of Harrison Cook, which is take a run at him into the entry of the boot.
Yeah, we'll see. He'll be sussing out where he's stronger. He'll feel where he maybe has an opportunity. He'll know what corner he has to be quicker out of than Jamie Zyra, and that's what he's weighing up. There might not be any of that, and he might have to sit there behind him. There might not be any of what I've just said, but you kind of do that. You suss out where you might be quicker. You try not to make a mistake as well. At any kind of mistake, breaking points missed and stuff.
He's got several laps to do it though, Joe.
Yeah, he has. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go. If at all, he might start getting a little bit excited now, Ryan Taylor-Trueman, as the clock begins to tick, or continues to tick, I should say. If he's going to get it done, that time is very, very soon.
Zyra, first appearance in the NKC this year, but the previous winner. As we say, local knowledge unrivaled as he works 100 metres away, something like that. But he knows the track. Now, I'm impressed by Evans. Evans this weekend has been very, very strong with the 7 karts. Obviously, he was 7th in the championship last year. Coming to Christmas again. Absolutely no worry whatsoever, has he?
No, not at all. Doesn't feel the need to defend, and we are getting towards that final minute. And the drivers can see exactly how much race time is left. Every time they come underneath the start-finish gantry, there's a big notice board, big electrical digiboard that tells them exactly how many minutes are left. And right now it says about a minute, minute 2, minute 1, minute 60 seconds remaining.
Oh,
and there's Evans down the inside of Ryan Taylor-Trueman.
Is not what RTT wanted, but everything that Jamie Zyra wanted.
Absolutely not. Richard Evans carrying the number 7.
They might get 3 more,
Might we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we will. We'll definitely get 2 more. So this one and another 2. Yeah, 3. So Taylor-Trueman, if he was biding his time to have a go at Jamie Zyra,
for him.
That plan is now being shredded, and he's reformulating another plan in his head because they are losing ground to Zyra.
Yeah, this is the problem. Evans hasn't got that necessarily much pace to get past Zyra, even up to Zyra. Zyra just managed to break them, really. The loss of time in the overtaking manoeuvre was 0.433 of a second. And again, Zyra loses a little bit of time through the boot, but in fairness, I don't think it was the greatest run over the Nouvelle chicane by Evans there either. Evans, the 10th closest was last lap. Now, will he pick up a slipstream, Joe? Can he drag out 2 laps to go?
Well, they're coming back together, aren't they, first, second and third. At first, Richard Evans was just beginning to drop off the back of Jamie Zyra's bumper, but now he's coming back to it, and Ryan Taylor-Trueman going with him. However, I'm not sure I can see any kind of move being made here, as they're pretty equal in performance. I haven't been able to spot where any of them are weak. I know you mentioned Zyra's perhaps weak spot is going into the boot, but maybe that's deliberate. Maybe he takes his time and they're slowing fast out. See how they trip over him. Yeah.
You can only go so close, you don't hit him, but then the exit, you're right, he's got the exit sorted out now. Interesting, I don't think Evans had a good exit there.
No.
Because the way Trueman's behind him, and I would say, well, as we enter the last lap, it's going to take a mistake from Zyra to take the win away, but there's a good chance that Trueman might be able to get second. This is where the battle is, second and third. Can Taylor-Trueman get past that blue and white number 7 machine of Richard Evans? They go through Inkermans for the final time on this O-plate, don't forget. The winner of this is the O-plate up the inside, and then diving down goes Taylor-Trueman to pick up second place. Looks behind him, but the damage has been done. He's too far behind Jamie Zyra.
Yeah, I'm not sure he can ever get... He's still fighting off Richard Evans, who wants that second place back, but great move at Ashby's there for Taylor-Trueman, who now defends into the boot, takes the ideal line there. He only has to close the gap off for Richard Evans to come through, and they clatter across the curbs. Ahead of them, though, Jamie Zyra is delighted in a very strong field. Jamie Zyra pays his annual visit to the Junction 6 NKC and takes the checkered flag first in the Rotax 177 kilogram group. Ryan Taylor-Truman, championship leader, will finish in second place this time. Richard Evans third, and then we've got Ben Hitch fourth, Joshua Pickford fifth, Scott Smith sixth, Toby Case seventh, Nathan Chaver recovers to eighth place. Then we've got Jake Davis, and it's Oliver Smith that rounds off the top 10. The rest of the finishers there on the leaderboard, or the timing board, I should say. Ben Hitch finished fourth overall. He was the first of the Masters. Oliver Smith was second in 10th overall. Scott Clee was third in 11th place overall. They're the drivers that we'll see on the podium. Steve Gilly in his last race this year. We wish Steve all the very best.
100%.
He was fourth in the Masters, 14th overall. Steve, we know you're going off for some treatment for that condition, and we give you our best wishes and hopefully keep you entertained in the fifth and sixth rounds of the Junction 6 NKC. And the field coming in. Oh, was that a bumper penalty for Richard Evans?
Ooh.
Oh, it looks like it is. So
he
took a photograph of it, didn't he?
Drop him down to 8th or 9th if it does happen.
Yeah, that's going to allow Ben Hitch onto the overall podium.
There's a big scuff on it, but it doesn't necessarily... No. There they all go.
What is happening here, if you're new to karting, or new indeed to the NKC? Well, that nose section of the kart is on a clip that if you get too much of a frontal impact, it springs off the clip and drops. It stays on the kart, but it just drops, and it's sprung off the clip. And if you come in, and there's Steve Gilly there, just getting checked now with his helmet off. Wish you all the very best, Steve. And if the bumper drops, you get a 5-second penalty. It's not open to appeal. It's a black and white offence, an absolute offence, as we used to say it. And it's basically to counter overly aggressive driving, isn't it? Pushing people off. And that is what is being checked.
Quite relaxed, lively pushing there from the brightly coloured number 91, is it, or 97?
That's Max Williamson.
Yep.
Very tall lad.
Very much 177 sizing.